Welcome back to The Explainer. Today, we're diving straight into something genuinely heavy. We are unpacking the eThekwini's Municipality's IDP 2023-24 report, and I'll be honest, the stakes outlined in this document are quite literally existential. We're looking at a deeply comprehensive analysis of climate risk and municipal resilience for a major coastal city. And the findings? Well, they are a serious wake-up call for urban planning everywhere. 15. Let that number sink in for a second. That is the number of years of hard-won developmental gains that the municipality warns are, right now, hanging in the balance due to escalating greenhouse gas emissions. Think about that. We are talking about a decade and a half of progress in infrastructure, poverty alleviation, and community building, all completely on the line.
This isn't some far-off theoretical concept debated by scientists anymore. In their official situational analysis, the municipality has formally identified climate change as a critical strategic risk. It is fully recognized as a direct, present threat to the city's day-to-day functioning and its long-term survival.
Okay, let's dive into this. Section 1. 4 core climate threats. Threat number 1. Skyrocketing temperatures. The models project Durban's average annual temperature bumping up anywhere from 0.8 to 1.6 degrees Celsius by 2050. And for anyone tracking municipal baselines, a sustained increase of that magnitude is a massive structural shift.
And the ripple effects? They're brutal. We're not just talking about sweating through a hot summer afternoon. We're talking severe heat stress on the population, baked water bodies from rapid evaporation, and an absolutely massive spike in energy demand for cooling. That sudden energy draw threatens to totally overload the electrical grid, potentially causing devastating power outages for essential, life-saving services like hospitals. It's a terrifying domino effect.
Then we swing to the other extreme. Threat number 2 is extreme rainfall. The municipal report explicitly warns it's very likely the region will see far more frequent and much more severe rainfall events. This translates directly to explosive storms and sudden flooding, bringing catastrophic, immediate risks to human lives, local livelihoods, and critical urban infrastructure.
Now here's the crazy paradox the models throw at us. Alongside the very real threat of catastrophic flooding, we face threat number 3, drought. While the projections here are slightly less certain, the models indicate a clear trend toward more severe droughts and a higher frequency of intensely dry years. So picture this. It's a complete dual extreme for the city to manage. Way too much water all at once, followed directly by devastating periods of almost none at all.
And when those dry periods hit, the cascading impacts are immense. Prolonged drought strikes right at the heart of the city's baseline water security. It drastically reduces regional crop yields, which hits the local food supply hard, and it absolutely guts the industrial sector, especially those businesses and manufacturers that literally cannot operate without high water volumes.
Which brings us to our 4th primary threat, and the numbers just keep climbing: rising oceans. By the year 2100, future sea level rise along Durban's coastline is projected to range from 0.3 to a full 1 meter. For a vibrant coastal hub, that is an incredibly daunting reality that demands massive, immediate engineering and financial attention.
And this brilliantly, or maybe terrifyingly, illustrates exactly what's at risk. That rising water is a direct threat to vital coastal infrastructure. It threatens the massive shipping industry operating right out of the harbor, and perhaps most critically for the municipality's wallet, it imperils the lucrative property rates base tied to coastal tourism.
All right, moving to Section 2, impact on municipal capital.
So we can break the city's exposure down methodically into 3 main buckets: natural, social, and economic capital. First up, natural capital. Think severe biodiversity loss and the total degradation of essential buffers like wetlands and forests. Second, social capital. With rising heat and floods, we're seeing a terrifying spike in vector-borne illnesses like malaria and waterborne diseases like cholera. And third, economic capital. We are talking extreme weather literally washing away roads, destroying property, and causing massive disruptions to port operations.
But let's slow down for a second, because we really need to focus on the human element, the social capital. The gravest danger always falls on the most vulnerable. Folks living in informal settlements face incredibly high, disproportionate risks. Because many of these communities are forced to settle on unstable, steep land or right in low-lying floodplains, a single bad weather event can mean terrifying injuries and total displacement.
And the worst part, we don't even have to look at predictive models in some hypothetical future to see what this looks like. We just need a harsh reality check from recent history. The devastating floods of April 2022 proved exactly how fragile this whole system is, causing immense, catastrophic damage to the city's fundamental water, sanitation, and electrical networks.
Now, what's really interesting and honestly staggering about this is the sheer financial toll. 1.9 billion rand. That is the municipal revenue collection lost from that single extreme weather event in 2022, just gone. It was a massive, sudden blow to the city's economic capital that is incredibly tough to recover from.
Which leads us into our final section, ranking the hazards.
When you look at the municipality's own high-level risk profiling, it is an absolute eye-opener. Hydrometeorological hazards are sitting right near the very top. Storms and floods, they officially rank as the second and third highest risks for the entire city. The only thing ahead of them is civil unrest and crime. That really puts into perspective exactly how seriously the city is taking this internally.
So the crucial point here is this. The IDP officially classifies environmental health and climate change as one of its absolute top strategic risks, period. It's no longer just some environmental side project to tackle later. It is a present, immediate threat to the municipality's very survival.
The report actually leaves us with an incredibly stark warning. If there's inadequate funding to address these disasters, we aren't just looking at isolated broken pipes. We are looking at compounding social challenges and the potential for a complete systemic breakdown of urban infrastructure. So, I leave you with a thought, derived straight from the municipality's own analysis. As these threats continue to escalate, will inadequate funding ultimately lead to a total systemic breakdown? Something to think about. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and I'll catch you in the next one.